And welcome back to Shits and Gigs with Allie. Today I've got my absolute best friend who I just love so much, Karter, and we've got Nolan today too. We've got some good topics lined up, so I'm gonna cut whatever else is said right now, and we're just gonna hop right into it. How was everyone's week?
Slow.
Like, slow how? Like,
It was the longest week of my life. No,
or...
well, I'm always slow.
Right.
Ain't that right, Nolan?
Yes.
Nolan, how was your week, Nolan?
Oh, it was good. I passed some tests in school. I had
Nolan, can you tell the listeners what grade you're in?
I am a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
No, I'm a senior.
Didn't know we were lying on
I'm
the
a
pod.
senior.
Yeah.
I go to Norfolk Aggie.
No, he doesn't.
Nolan's going to college to major in women's studies, actually.
So I work at Collision Center.
He's a big gender studies major kind of guy.
In that.
Exactly. He's about to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, my week was terrible.
When isn't your week terrible?
Whoa, I have a good week sometimes.
Sometimes.
This week I did not have a good week. Genuinely, almost dropped out of college. And I crashed out so bad that I drove home on a Tuesday night, called Karter.
Yeah, I remember that phone call.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't call Nolan. He would have been munching on some pretzels.
I think Nolan would have been like, wait, who is this again?
I'm gonna be so. I probably would have just hung. Fuck up. What time was this that you were calling everyone?
Oh, I called everyone at
That was
4 p.m., 5 p.m.?
No, you called me at like 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30.
Alright, well I was already in bed by then, so I was not answering that phone call.
No, what if I was actually crashed on the side of the road, needed you to come jump my car?
That's your fault because you called the wrong person.
Yeah, facts, dude. I'm gonna get out of bed and help someone. Funny one.
Would you do that for David?
Would you do that for
He wouldn't
me?
even do it for me.
Would you do it for Matt?
He should again. He still would not do it for me.
Who would do it for you, other than me?
Nobody.
I feel like
I could ask Allie to, but she'd bring like a pair of scissors.
Short circuit the whole system.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for telling everybody I don't know what I'm doing, because I don't.
We have no faith in you.
Well, I do want to tell a little story from this week, though, that was kind of a positive. So, somebody's car battery was actually dead. I do have jumper cables.
Do you know how to use them?
No. But I have them. And I think that that's a good start. So, I didn't actually pull over. I should have. But I did contemplate offering my services.
What services?
I have, offering my jumper cables, bro. I was gonna offer my jumper cables. What's a slang term for jumper cables?
Jumpers? No, I knew a few jumpers back in high school. Just saying. They weren't very nice people.
You guys ever hear of Kelly's Roast Beef? There's some bomb-ass food there. I just wanted to get that off the top of my head.
Nolan's a big food guy. If you want food reviews, go to Nolan. Because honestly, they're good reviews. I mean,
Nolan, tell me a great meal that you had this week.
Chipotle.
That was it?
I had it, yeah, actually my dad's steak.
What's your Chipotle order?
I get white rice in a bowl. No beans, because beans.
Whoa.
I'm not a big bean guy.
Then we do double chicken, but the new honey chicken is gas. And then we do it with some case, corn, lettuce, sour cream, and cheese.
I think he just ordered the whole restaurant.
No, I'm athletic as fuck.
I don't know what sport you play,
Oh,
Nolan.
I play lacrosse. I'm actually a 4-time starting varsity athlete for defense.
Actually, according to our boss, it's pickleball.
Whatever that kid said. My boss says badminton, but I'm actually a captain this year. I don't know who made me a captain, but
Whoa.
I'm a captain. I honestly just play the sport because I'm fast, outrun people, and say they're fat because they couldn't keep up with me.
And he lays those kids down.
I kill people.
Do you
God.
Do you ever sit on kids?
No.
Have you ever sat
kill
on
them.
Oh.
By sitting on them.
No.
Do you imagine?
Just run them over.
Well, can I say something crazy? I play rugby. There are some big these rugby teams, and one thing that has, like, they don't run. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't actually run. They're just kind of, their only job is to literally sit on girls, basically. Like, knock us down and, like, basically just keep us on the ground. And so when we're practicing and stuff, I play this position where my job is to, like, when you're, I don't know if you know what a scrum is.
Yeah.
I'm the hooker.
You're a hooker?
Allie, sometimes these jokes write themselves.
How much money do you make?
I'm broke.
Can I talk
Actually
about this
broke.
real quick?
So my job is literally, like, when they throw the ball into the scrum, I have 2 props basically holding me up, and I have to kick the ball back to our team. Now, my arms are locked behind me. The girls on the other team that are props, those are big girls. So if I theoretically was to fall and one of them was to fall on top of me,
You're dead. You're goner. You just...
yes.
You're
And I
not
can't
living
imagine...
anymore. You're seeing Jesus.
Right. So I really, really, really want to talk about the Fernald, because I think that's probably one of the most... Honestly, out of every memory we've ever had in this friend group, I think that's probably one of the best ones.
That's probably one of the best adrenaline rushes I've ever gotten. But, like,
Yeah.
when we
That
tell a
was nothing,
story...
bro. That was nothing.
Wait, can we actually break it down, though?
Yeah, but we
Before
should,
you say
like,
that was
go...
nothing.
We should go, like, one by one, because I don't want to interrupt each other's stories.
No, because if I'm cut editing. Yeah. When I'm doing that, I don't want to have to cut out certain segments because people were talking over each other.
Exactly, Nolan.
So I'll start this off.
You go first. I have the best.
I will start. I'm just gonna start off by giving context of what we were doing, so people know. So one thing about me and my friends is, on at least my logic is, we're kind of here for a good time, not a long one. So most things are not off the table.
I'm just here.
Yeah, but would you agree? Would you guys agree? Most things that we do are not off the table things. Like,
The only thing I feel like that would be off the table for me is skydiving.
nah, not even. I would skydive. So this one night we were all feeling like exploring this place that I don't know if I can name it. I'll probably bleep the name. It was just it's an abandoned mental asylum in, like, right outside of Boston.
It's like acres of, like, buildings.
Yeah, it's
There's
kind of
like a whole campus.
It's
Yeah,
this whole campus style thing, but and a few people have been there before. I've been there before this night at night. Like, we've gone at night before.
Always scared.
So, yeah.
Well, we can get into me in a minute. Not too much on me right now.
You were the worst one, by the way.
Can I get the context out before we start shit? Thank you.
Okay.
So anyway, we end up. So we end up going. It's probably like, what, 11 o'clock at night, maybe a little earlier.
It's
later.
like because
because we went to the Met State first.
Yeah, and that was at like midnight.
Yeah. So we probably went to this place around 1 a.m. to be honest.
Yeah, I think it was
really
1
late.
because we left at like 2:30.
So mistake number one is it was me driving, which already was not. I don't know who let me do that, but mistake number one is we parked across the street from the location.
The entrance, yeah.
And across the street was like a doctor's office building, whatever, and obviously it looked a little sus that there was one car parked in that parking lot across the street from a known place that people go to explore, and also a known place, just to make this clear too, it's a known place of, like, cop activity. Like, cops are always there and swarming over there, because I think people go in there and mess around and whatever. But anyway, we go in. Also, they're gonna go so hard on me that I kind of just want to defend myself now. I genuinely am not normally a scared person, or at least I haven't always been. I think now that there's so much that my future kind of rides on, I can't get in trouble. I still need to be employable.
I've known her for like 3 years now. It's her idea every single time, but she's the first one to tap out.
And this is true.
Every single time.
And this is true.
This is so true.
Because in theory...
Like, bro, if I get caught doing something stupid, I go unpaid for weeks from my boss.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to be fucking broke.
Well, my thing is, like, I still have to be employable, and getting arrested to me for trespassing would never be worth it, even if it is to explore a cool place. And this place is cool, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, I was scared, but I could still admire it. It's a cool place to look around and stuff. Like, even though I was, obviously, I bricks every time we go. Like, and actually this night was the night that Carter's one of my best friends. And normally has the most patience ever with me.
And I crashed out on you.
Yeah, Carter wasn't happy with me because, and honestly, fair, because it was my idea. I wanted to go. I pushed to go. I don't even think you really wanted to go this night.
No, I didn't because I was also wearing like clothes that were basically almost see-through. That's how thin they were. And it was like 25 degrees out. So I was not like appearance-wise, I was not dressed for this.
Right.
Like at all.
And so it was my idea. I fully admit that it was my idea to go. I wanted to go. But yes, I was the first one to start to freak out. And it's literally it literally just comes down to I just didn't want to get caught by cops, and I didn't want to get arrested, and I still have to be employable. And trespassing is not worth not getting a job in the future. That's all. So now we'll tell the story. So we go in. We're all probably exploring like for an hour or so. I think I needed something because I was.
You definitely did not. It would have been 30 times worse.
I don't know.
It would.
I'd like to think it'd be 30 times better.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
You last time you had Kool-Aid, and I witnessed it, you cried when I cleaned your doorbell.
Because that was so sweet. That was a good cry. That was like a happy cry.
Yeah,
those were tears.
You
of joy.
still talking about the story, please? I want
Yeah,
to get to my part.
I'm sorry, yeah. So we go in, we're exploring for like an hour. The first thing that I didn't want to do, that I think this is when Carter started to get annoyed with me, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, okay, is when they all climbed this big ladder up to like the very top
Of
roof thing.
the clock tower.
The clock tower, and I refused to do it. And shout out to stayed at the bottom with me because
I thought David climbed it.
He did
No.
when we were all getting down.
no, but do you remember he stayed down with me first?
Yeah, because he was also annoyed with all of us.
All right,
mainly-
just continue. Shut up. Let us talk.
So they climbed this ladder. I didn't climb any ladder. And I'm obviously scared, and I felt bad because I knew to go up. Like, I could tell he wanted to go up so bad. So I was like, just go. Like, I'll wait down here. It's fine. In my head, though, I was freaking the out because once he went up, I was in pitch darkness by myself. That freaked me out. So that was kind of, I think, the start to me getting so scared at the end, especially with the cops and stuff, was the fact that once went up the ladder, I was literally in pitch darkness until Kaylee came down and sat with me for whatever, until you guys all came down. Anyway, that was basically the last thing we did. And then we start walking back to the car. We're going to call it a night. It's late. It's probably like 2 a.m. at this point. And we get to the front entrance, and it was me in the front. So we were kind of separated into two groups at this point. It was me, you.
Nope.
No, me.
Matt and Chris.
No, Matt and Chris were behind, I thought.
Nope. Because me, Kaylee, and Nolan were behind. We were the second group.
Sorry. So it was me, Matt, and Chris in the front. Nolan, Carter, and Kaylee kind of behind us, like a few feet behind us, I'd say.
We were about 70 yards behind you guys.
Yeah, so, yeah, I was going to say, it was kind of a distance there. So we go out into this, like, out of the gate or whatever that was closed off, and we were going to walk over the car. As soon as we walk to, like, start going to the car, before we actually cross the road, a cop comes by, and he sees us, obviously. He fully saw us, and the lights go on. Now, our first thing was we ran back in. Kaylee and you guys were like, I don't know if you saw it from there.
Yeah.
Now, Nolan, all I remember is the only people I did not see after that were Nolan and Chris. No, I saw Chris. The only person I'd say I did not see after that moment occurred was Nolan. He is the only one that was not accounted for in my brain at that time.
He dipped.
Nolan, tell the people.
No, I'll let Carter go.
Yeah.
Just stop right when I...
Well, we just got to you dipping.
That's the start of my story.
No, start when I started going to the bathroom.
Alright, yeah, no, so once Allie and everybody else get to the front, so you walk up about 100 yards in from the gate, there's one building. Kaylee, Nolan, and I were all standing there because we were, Nolan had to take a piss, right? So we're like, we'll wait for him. We don't want to leave him. And we're looking towards the street. Nolan starts pissing. I see a car come up. Nolan is looking at the car too, and he goes, "Cop." As soon as he says "cop," those lights turn on, and I turn around, and I see Kaylee in front of me, and Nolan, I see him pants down, still pissing, jump over a guardrail, down like a hill, and he's gone. I don't see him. I was thinking about following, but he's gone. So I book it back up towards the main set of buildings. Kaylee's following me. And then all of a sudden I see Matt and Allie run up to me and Kaylee. And then follows suit, right? Like, shortly after. And we're all just sitting there talking, figuring out what to do. Dave wants to run. I think I'm trying to run. And Matt is like, I'm just gonna go back, see what he wants. Like, Matt, that's the stupidest thing you can do. And so him and Kaylee go back to the cars and start talking to this cop.
Well, because you have to remember, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand. This was probably one of the most vulnerable moments for me ever, because I'd say I don't ever want to get that way, period. But I was actually freaking out, panicking. Because my only concern at the time was my car getting towed? What is it? Towed. I was worried about my car getting towed because, one, I'm in college. I have no money. That's number one. Remember, broke hooker? Yeah, I have no money. So, yeah, we're going to go back to that. Because I have no money. That proves my point. And if my car had gotten towed, I wouldn't know how. I wouldn't know how to get it out. I would have no money to get it out.
And you were a ride for like 4 of us.
I was literally 4 people's ride, and the only other person that drove was Chris. He had a truck, so who was fitting?
He could have fit all of us in it, but it'd been a tight squeeze.
Well, we don't care about that. It's more just like, if my car gets towed, I'm no way to.
Yeah.
I had no money. Now I know if it really came down to it, I'd like to think that.
It
would get taken care of. Yeah, like the full-time workers here would take care of that for me.
Do you pay my bills? There you go. That's just my question. Anyway, after Matt and Kaylee leave, I remember you, me, and were talking. So me and didn't want to run. You were panicking, and I was getting furious with you because, like you said, it was your idea to go in one eye, but you were the most scared of all of us. You wanted to tap out.
Because I think you originally wanted to run.
I was gonna run.
Yeah. You both wanted to run, but I think you.
But was just. I think he was trying to convince you to go back, but you didn't want to go alone. So I went with you purely out of, like, I want to say spite.
No.
To show you that nothing was wrong.
No, not even spite. I think. Can I just give? I'm not trying to glaze you, but. I genuinely, truly believe this. You went back with me because I truly think you wouldn't have let me go alone. Honest to God, I really don't think you would.
I was this close to letting you go alone.
But I still don't think you would have. I'm not trying to say that to glaze you or anything, but I'm saying, like...
I don't like that word.
I don't either, but that's the only word I can think of to describe this.
Praise?
Yeah, like, I wasn't trying to, like... I'm not trying to, like, praise you or be, like, your hype... Yes, man? Is that
hype man?
Yeah, yes, I'm not trying to say that, but... I told this, and I told Matt this too, I think. Maybe I didn't tell Matt this. Maybe it was just but I told somebody this. I truly believe that everybody would probably just leave me there if I was panicking and just run. But I know that you would not leave me there. Told me he would just grab me and make me run with him, but I truly don't think that you would have left me there. That's my point.
No, if they grabbed you and just started running, I would have followed.
No, but do you see, if that wasn't to happen, I still don't think you would have just left me there, is my point.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, it's kind of like an in-the-moment thing. We have a lot to lose.
Right, but that's why I'm never putting myself in that situation, because I don't trust any of you to not leave me there.
You put all of us in that situation. It was your idea to go.
It was my idea.
Anyway, I remember while we were all trying to figure out what was going on, Chris came down because he hid under, like, a house, I want to say.
He hid in a foundation.
Yeah, a foundation of a house. That's where he hid. And then he met up with us. Him and ran off, and then you and I walked back to the cop. I remember we were talking to me, wicked chill guy. Me and Matt were talking to him.
He was also...
He went to BSU, I want to say.
He was also fine as If the officer who almost arrested us that night is watching
you know who's fine as Carter, you know who dapped me up?
Pam Anderson? We were talking about that earlier.
That's not who we're talking about right now, but yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember. So, oh wait, this is the worst part of this. Is the worst thing Allie's done the entire night. We get to the cop, back to the cars, and he's saying how he's technically supposed to arrest us for trespassing, but he didn't. I don't think he wanted to do all that paperwork, so he didn't. But Allie kept talking to him. She was like, "If you want to give us tickets or anything, like we're perfectly fine with that. You kidding?" I'm like, Allie, he's letting us go. Like, no consequence, he's letting us go, and she is over here begging for tickets. And then eventually, this is where Nolan comes back in the picture from my end, because she calls him, because she's trying to get all of us back together, because Chris had a bad sticker, and I think he was getting a written warning, but we're trying to get everybody back together, and I remember, Allie, I want to say you drove like a mile down the road to pick up Nolan. So this kid ran a mile, who knows where.
But I want Nolan to tell his story because I didn't think I was going to pick Nolan up.
No, you thought you were going to pick up Chris.
And I almost left Nolan in the parking lot because of that.
But, yeah, no, and then...
So, yeah.
I mean, after that, I think Chris showed up and we all had talking to whatnot.
But I want Nolan to get into his situation because I promise you, I saw everybody at least once. I didn't see Nolan at all. As soon as everyone knew there was a cop...
He was gone.
Nolan was gone. Nolan,
it's almost like he disappeared. This kid turned into the Flash. He was
Nolan,
gone.
Walk us through your perspective here. Walk us through what happened.
So basically, I'm having the time of my life. Kool-Aids were hitting really good that night. I don't know. They must have spiked them with extra juice or something. But so I just really, I went like 4 hours without peeing. So I really had to pee. So I start peeing, there's this area where all the trash bins are because the town keeps them there. So I start peeing around then. I'm probably peeing for what, solid 3 minutes?
No, I want to say you were peeing for like a minute and a half before everything happened.
Yeah, and so I'm just backpedaling, pissing, and I don't really look back. But the one time I look back, I see headlights, and I just knew it was a cop. And right when I said cop, there's probably a second delay and they turn on the lights. I was gone before he even turned on the lights. I just jumped down this hill. The hill, also, it was a 4-foot drop. It wasn't no slow.
It was steep.
It dropped and I just went straight to flat. And I'm just running, I pulled my underwear. I never pulled up my pants, though. So I'm just never did my belt. So I'm just full sprinting through the woods. I have no clue where I am either. Because I've only been there when it's dark out. And
that's true.
I'm just running through the woods. I see an owl, and I start to, geek out, because I've never seen an owl before. So I was,
the fact you had time to, realize that that's what it was.
There's so much going on, he's like, whoa, an owl?
Dude, what?
Yeah, dude, I don't even know how I saw it, but I was geeking out. I'm pretty sure I called actually. I was, geeking out, and then I just hung up the phone, and I kept on running. And at some point, I started running on ice. And then the ice...
Mind you, this is mid-January.
Yeah, it was 25 degrees out.
And all of a sudden the ice turns to the ice where you step on it and then it's a second and then you fall through. And I'm just not thinking straight. So I just run straight through the middle of a big ass pond of a foot of water. Mm-hmm. And then I finally get out of it and I'm running along a fence line. And I called and I was asking him if he knows where I am because I don't know where I am. I'm still running, too. And all of a sudden, I see more headlights, and I just threw my body on the ground, and there was another cop. And then I got back up. I ran, probably 500 more yards, and then I jumped a fence and sprinted up a road for, 4 minutes straight. And then I found a gas station. And then nobody was answering my calls. And then I called Allie. No, I didn't call you. I called Matt, but for some reason, you answered. And I'm like, can you come get me?
No. I didn't answer. Matt told... Keep going. No, keep going.
Or I don't know what happened.
I know you were on the phone with Matt, but...
But then, so I asked for someone to come give me a ride.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't be that far. And I'm like, ask the cop how far the closest gas station is. And the cop goes...
He said a mile down the road.
Yes, and the cop goes a mile down the road. He goes, but through the woods that he was definitely running through, definitely felt longer than a mile. And Allie thought I was with Chris and Matt, or people they were looking for, and I made it very clear multiple times that it is just me.
But I didn't know that, because Matt didn't have you on speaker.
And you were in panic mode too, so you weren't going...
So, because all the cops wanted was for Chris to come back to move the truck because they were getting frustrated because like they were already being very generous by letting us go and they told us that. And I'm there with my keys. No one has Chris's keys and the cops want to obviously make sure we're leaving. So they were going to wait, but they were getting very like, I'd say they were starting to get a little bit like, all right, like, come on, where's this kid?
They were getting fed up because he wasn't showing up.
Yeah, so Matt's on the phone with who I think is Chris, and Matt's like, oh, Chris is at a gas station down the road. And I said, all right, I'm going to go get him. Imagine my freaking surprise. I pull up to this gas station. I see Nolan with his tail tucked between his legs without Chris. So I roll the window down, not even unlock the door, just roll the window down. I'm like, where's Chris? He said some shit. You say? You were like, I don't know. Did you say some shit?
No, I said they were never with me.
Oh, okay.
And also keep in mind, it's like, it's bricks out.
And
25 degrees at 2:30 in the morning.
And I just ran through, still off the Kool-Aid, clearly. And I just ran through a swamp. And now, like, I'm starting to, like, get off the Kool-Aid. So I'm realizing I'm wicked cold and then I ran through water. And she just would not let me in the car.
Well, the door was locked. And as soon as I heard he didn't know where Chris was and Chris wasn't there, I really contemplated leaving him there and driving back. But I love Nolan, and I didn't do that. I let him in the car, and Chris and Matt, I think Chris was back by the time I got back, or was he not?
No,
By the time we got back, I don't know.
You showed up back with Nolan, and I want to say about 5 minutes later, here comes Chris, taking a leisurely stroll through the front entrance that we came through.
Pop also knew I ran through water, but he still made me get out of the car. Like, I was freezing. Like,
it was. Oh
freezing.
no, your jeans were like soaked up to your knees. I remember seeing them. But no, once Chris came back about 5 minutes after we grabbed Nolan.
They did leisurely stroll out of the front.
They were Sunday walk. The
cops were probably keep going. No, keep going. You're right.
It was once we were all back together, the cop was telling the same thing he told me, you, Matt, and Kaylee. He was like,
they have a no tolerance policy.
Yeah, no tolerance policy. Technically, we're supposed to arrest you. You guys were lucky we didn't have the drones there, or else the police chief would have came down and taken you guys. So you got off lucky, and then honestly, we're just gonna let you go tonight. But just, I think he took down your plate and Chris's plate as like a warning in case they saw the cars there again.
In case they ever saw the cars there again, they would immediately.
My favorite part was while we were all in this group talking to the cop, and he was telling us what was going on. Nolan standing here, freezing his balls off.
So he's like basically like shunning us for like trespassing and all this. Like, I don't care. Like, you're wasting my time. I'm cold. I just want to get in the car. And so I raised my hand to be all polite, right? And then I asked, "Can I have a junior deputy badge?" And he said no.
This cop.
Wait, shut up, Carter. He had the audacity to say no. Like, who the fuck does he think he is, bro?
I think it was more so. You are.
This cop got so
This cop's entire demeanor changed in a second.
Damn,
and that's when we kind of knew. We were like, yeah, we need to leave right now. Because not only did they not arrest us when they were supposed to, they waited for Chris to come back, and then, they waited there for probably an extra 20 minutes, I'd say.
Oh, well, yeah, we were there for a good,
and then Nolan, soaking wet, asked for a junior deputy badge. And that's all right. I was like, all right, I'm sorry. We all apologized. We actually all said sorry on Nolan's behalf because that was crazy. Well, you wouldn't. You don't apologize ever. So no. No. But that. Looking back on that, I just overall, it was such a great memory of mine, and I think it was a good memory for everybody because we didn't actually get in trouble. I don't want anyone to think we're we do stuff like, well, how would I explain this? I don't want people thinking that we just do illegal shit like that.
We don't because
we don't. I mean, it's a cool place to explore. We were very we were respectful. We were very respectful in there. We just
everyone but Nolan really after that stupid badge comment he made.
Yeah, we were respectful even while we were searching.
Respectful way, though.
We genuinely, I just want to clarify and make this known too. We were going to explore because we were genuinely just curious about the place. We had no other intentions other than to just explore it. And so that's why it wouldn't have been worth it to actually get in trouble for me, because there was literally like no intention other than to just explore and like see the place. And shout out to Christina, my cousin, who lives in the town that this place is in. Cause her house is actually like probably a mile from where we were.
I say it's not too far.
No, it's not. It's not. It's actually like kind of, it's really close. So honestly, shout out to her, because I know she wasn't home this night, unfortunately, but she would have saved us if we really had to run. We would have just went and found her. But it's one of my favorite memories, and I think we'll probably talk about this for a really long time. This memory, and one of my other favorite memories that I can just now talk about without actually, like, it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now, is when I crashed Matt's truck into a pole at the liquor store. We can talk about that now.
I remember when that happened because they came to pick me up, and I was talking to Matt. I think Matt gave me a hug, which he never does. But it was like his way of like not crashing. I remember he gave you a hug because he like. I knew he wanted to like hit something or hurt someone, but he didn't. He couldn't take it out on you.
No,
and he knows I bruised like a peach.
He also knew I was so upset. Like, honestly, I crashed his truck and he gave me a hug. Like that's what I mean. Like,
and the thing is, the damage wasn't even that bad.
Well, I thought it was okay. What happened was, let me explain. No one ever lets me drive their trucks.
For good reason.
Well, yeah, but like before, we have to think before this time. I just wanted to prove that I could do it. And honestly, up until this point, I was doing fine. Now, can you all also clarify and say too, the truck I was driving, that was Matt's, was not an easy truck to drive.
No, the had several problems with it. First of all, big truck, and you have a small car. All right, you just can't handle it. Second of all, loose ass steering. Ain't that right, Nolan? He's on Instagram. No, it had
the mic closer to you.
Oh my lord!
It had wicked bad steering.
Sorry, I gotta chill.
If I'm not mistaken, you were backing out and you decided to cut right in the.
It hit the.
Yeah, you cut right in the backed into the pole.
So Matt had let me drive. We had gone to like pick up pallets and stuff for a fire that night, and we pull into the Packy.
The liquor store.
I pulled into the spot. Everything's fine. It was funny because I took a video that I have saved to my Snap memories while Matt was in the store, and I was like, no one trusted me to drive, and look at me now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, karma got my ass. Because not even 5 minutes after that video was taken, we're leaving the liquor store, and I backed into the pole. Backed into it, like swung into it, not really backed into it. I was gonna just reverse over it, and Matt was like, no, put it back and drive. And, so I put it back and drive. Matt is the calmest I've ever seen him, to be honest.
I know, especially for that truck was like his baby too. Like oh my god.
So I didn't want to get out and look at the damage, but he obviously did. And the look on his face when he saw it, I'll actually never forget it, because my heart sank to my fucking asshole. Like, I felt sick. And I remember, I think we called Karter.
Yeah, you guys called me because you picked me up afterwards.
Well, Matt actually made me immediately switch with him, and he drove his truck to Blue Hills, the school. And when we got out of the truck, he literally gave me a hug, and he was like, it's fine, I needed a new bumper anyway.
Because I offered to drive, and he was like, I think I just need to take this one over for now.
Which is fair, completely fair. That's fine. So I actually, I did pay for the bumper, just so that's clear too. I did pay for it, and he fixed it and whatever. And I think I actually bought him Chick-fil-A for when he fixed it too. I think I made that up for sure. I think I paid for the bumper and I bought him Chick-fil-A while he fixed it. So
because the thing is, it was not like a painted bumper where you can just respray it. It was like chrome, so you had to replace the whole thing.
But he wanted to anyway, which I think made me feel a little
he
bit
was
less
planning
bad.
on it because the front and rear bumper were all rusted out and everything. So he was planning on doing that.
He just had to do it sooner than planned.
Yeah. But I mean, he got free bumper out of it, which, if I'm not mistaken, he then messed up again.
Hey, that's not on me.
That's not on you.
I paid for my one, and if he messed it up after that, not on me. It was fairly inexpensive too. How much? I think it was. I don't know if I can disclose the amount. I don't care. It was like
No.
$200.
Yeah, no, bumpers aren't really that
It was
bad.
very like for something that I messed up. It was very cheap. Actually, the other day, I think I thought I hit a car in the parking garage. I still might have, but I don't know if I did.
You want to know what this group has bad luck with? Deer.
Right.
You, if I'm not mistaken, you hit a deer head on in your car. So you brought that to the shop and we fixed that up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Matt, his black truck, we were leaving David's. I want to say Chris was driving it. Matt was in the passenger seat. And a deer ran out into the street and hit his passenger door. Just his passenger door.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing I messed up. But so, I mean, you guys and deer. I don't know what it is.
Well, also, the day I hit a deer, I got very lucky, I think, because I drive a really tiny car. I drive a Chevy Sonic, and it's little. And the deer kind of tried to jump over it, and I think its legs hit. It was so fast that I didn't even really. It was like a flash of fur, to be honest. I didn't even see it coming at all. And I think it tried to jump over, and its legs hit the hood and popped the hood up.
I think it was a skinwalker.
You're not the only person that said that.
I'm joking when I say that, though.
But it was also like it was rush hour morning time. There was cars in front and behind me. So the odds that it ran right over my car out of all cars, because this was like 8 a.m. No, it was a little earlier. It was probably 7 a.m. But it was a busy time is what I mean. It was a commute time. So there were cars like in front of me and behind me the entire way. I'm just shocked that it hit me. But speaking of car accidents, I want to tell you one thing that I realized today, and it kind of changed my perspective on patience a little bit and kindness a little bit, because I was driving home from school today and I was probably 3 exits away from my exit, and there was just traffic bumper to bumper really bad. And I'm like, well, there's only 2 reasons, because I was getting home
Boston
early.
traffic.
Well, it was about 2:30 in the afternoon, so I was like, well, it wouldn't be this bad yet for commute time, and the only other thing I can think of is an accident on 95.
Well, I would say 3 o'clock on 24 North is also horrible.
Yeah, but this wasn't normally on this part of 95. It's not normally this bad. This was like painfully like. I was probably only 3 minutes away from my exit, but with the traffic, I was 23 minutes away, is what I mean. It was that painfully bad. So, anyway, normally if an accident happens, traffic's, there's traffic, but it's not usually too bad. When the traffic's like that, it was a really bad accident. So, I'm naturally I'm getting frustrated because I'm 3 exits away and I have to wait an extra 20 minutes to get home. But once I realized that it was a crash, because Waze tells you that, we slowly have to merge over 2 lanes, and I see the car in question, and my heart kind of sank, because then I realized this car, it had looked like it had just blown up. Like, they must have hit something so hard that the whole car blew up. Like, I promise you, whoever was driving it, did not survive this crash. From just looking at it. And it kind of switched in my brain. That was my inconvenience, my annoyance of having to wait an extra 20 minutes to get home. Someone is going through their worst day of their entire life. Like, someone just lost.
So, bro.
I just think of like all of you guys, me included and everyone. If one of you hit something head on like that and everything exploded and stuff and you didn't make it and somebody was inconvenienced by the extra time it took them to get home, I just feel like this is my worst day. This is their worst day. Like,
It's like the idea of it is fun, but when you get on it, like you feel sick to your stomach, you have like, that pit, and it's like at the end of it, you're like, why did I go on that ride? It was not as fun as I was expecting. I feel like that's how it was it?
I got bullied for so long.
oh, did that make you a better person?
just a blank.
In a way that, like, yeah, I have more respect for myself now. Like,
No, you don't.
Oh my god, because this is like me and Carter just around. We talk about this random shit.
Yeah.
Matt gets so pissed off. This
Honestly,
is also why Matt hates us at work, is me and Carter just like talk about like stuff that just like we'd never do to ourselves or like it actually never happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nolan and I could probably run our own podcast just off of the things we talk about at work.
You guys are
Like,
young.
Carter low-key sees it sometime. I'm like low-key my though.
I don't know.
When he has to be, he is.
I just think of you. Can I be honest? This is in a nice, not a nice way, in a caring way, an endearing way. I look at you as like a little brother. Like you're just little to me. Like you're never gonna be like an adult. Because I remember you when you were like.
You remember as me riding my scooter around the block?
That's what I mean. Like I'll never see you as like. And this is not in a disrespectful way at all. Just don't take it that way. I'll just always see you as like a younger kid.
Riding scooter.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy 21st to Matt. You know what Matt told me this morning? So, last night, Riley...
No, I didn't have school today.
I did.
Did he?
No idea. I did, but I didn't say anything to him. Because I forgot, like, I knew Riley didn't, but I forgot you were kind of, like, in that, too. Like, in the same school. Yeah, so I was like, I didn't connect it. I was like, oh, he doesn't have work, he doesn't have school, he should be in work. But, no, so I guess Riley stayed over at Matt and Krista's house. Matt told me, she slept on the couch. Matt didn't even know she was there, because he fell asleep at, like, 7 o'clock. But he's staying upstairs, because his grandmother's staying in his room.
Yeah.
So Matt told me this morning, at like 5:30 in the morning, he woke up, he showered. He didn't know Riley was stayed over, so she's sleeping on the couch.
Oh God.
I'm someone who like brings clothes in the bathroom when I'm done like drying off. I throw clothes on, whatnot.
Was he naked?
This dude comes out of the bathroom, buck ass nude, going to his room. Doesn't realize she's on the couch. And he notices her, and then he fucking books upstairs. She was thankfully asleep. She actually told me today that she heard someone wandering around, but she kept her eyes closed because she thought it was their mom,
yeah.
and she didn't want to talk to her. But not knowing that it was Matt in the nude, just wandering throughout the house.
Do you all do that?
No, that's just a Matt thing.
You guys are just so not you guys. I think guys in general are just so comfortable with that they wouldn't even give it a second thought.
I mean, I could do it because my room is about 2 steps away from the bathroom. I walk out my bathroom door and take 2 steps, I'm in my room. So I could do it if I wanted to without anybody noticing me, but I just bring all my clothes into the bathroom and get dressed in there.
Yeah, this room is such a vibe.
Okay.
Would you let me take your sister to prom though?
I would let you take her to prom, yeah, if she wanted to go.
Your sister? Probably.
Nolan, I don't want you at any table that I have to sit at.
Dude, you can't even lie. I make those tables so hyped though.
I can't even go to the prom because I'm 21, so I can't even be Riley.
Would you let me date your sister?
No.
Why?
Neither of them.
What? Oh my god, you're so tapped, bro. Isn't your other sister like 14?
What?
Bro,
Whoa.
obviously
She's 16,
not,
dog. What?
Obviously not the fucking...
She's actually the same age as Jack. I would probably be like, oh my... I'd probably be like this exactly. I want to talk about this because I want your guys's... I want your guys' opinions on this topic. Can you guys confirm one thing for me?
What?
If he wanted to, he would. Is that real?
It depends the situation.
On anything. Literally on anything.
Like cheating?
No, dog. I'm saying, do you ever, I don't know if you guys have had, like, to listen to girls talk about this. Have you ever had to hear a girl talk about, like, I don't know, she snaps a guy, he leaves her undelivered for, like, hours or whatever, or, like, she'll text him, he doesn't respond, like, right away? Do you believe in if he wanted to, he would? Because genuinely, if you want to snap someone, aren't you going to go out of your way to do that?
I personally would.
Nolan?
Yes.
But if you really don't care like that, you're not going to...
I'll still snap him.
No, I'm saying, would you wait a few hours if you don't actually care?
Yeah.
All right.
If I don't care, I'm not snapping them back.
So, all the ladies listening then, I want to say... Yeah, all the girls listening to this, do not settle for men that are not...
If you're talking to a guy who's not putting in effort, then don't bother. You're wasting your time at that point.
Right.
Move on and find a guy who is willing to
Give you
put in all the time and effort he has into either making a relationship work or starting something.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to, I don't want to say settle down, but if you're looking for something like long term.
I'd also say the same thing goes for guys. Don't settle for girls that also aren't putting in equal effort. All right. How would I convince you guys to move down to the Everglades?
Oh,
Can I
I'd do it.
convince-
I'd do it.
Could I convince you guys to move?
Dude, I'd do it.
We would have the best time. Like,
I'll go there for like a trip.
no, you don't understand. The way they live down there,
What are the Everglades?
Just shut the
it's literally a bunch of like swamps with.
Hell no! I ain't going to no swamp, dude. The fuck? Bro, I'm already scared of alligators in Florida.
That's my favorite animal.
I hate those guys.
Alligators are such my favorite.
No, I'm not going to no
Bro, I'd go to
goddamn
a heartbeat,
swamp.
bro. I could catch so much there. I'd never get bored.
The amount of mosquitoes in those swamps? Hell no.
But just picture this, okay? Airboating through the most beautiful, I would say arguably one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
I had to look up what the Everglades were.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's,
no.
it's gorgeous. I would just love to do like a boys trip, and I'm including myself in this. A boys trip down to the Everglades. This summer though, one thing I really do want to do this summer with everyone is camping. I think we should all go camping. David's down. I've talked to David about it. I think we should all go camping. I think that would be good for us. And I threatened all of you the other day. Do you remember that?
No,
No?
I really don't.
Bro.
My 21st birthday is May 3rd, and last year I got so mad because I think that was also the same weekend as 603. And
Yeah, no, that was the 603 opener,
Yeah,
and that was Nolan was supposed to go to that, but he didn't. So it was me, Matt,
But-
Chris, David, and Riley.
Yeah.
That was such a fun weekend, though. 5 minutes in, I think we broke a cabinet door. I shouldn't say we. Riley broke a cabinet door. So her bag got caught on it and just ripped
I'm
the
just looking
thing
to
off.
see when the season opener is because if it's literally, oh, it's not during my birthday. We're
When is
actually.
that?
Yeah, when is that?
Oh, it's April 18th, but that's not my birthday. That's actually David's, so that might
Well,
work
David
out.
might be going.
Well, his birthday's on April 15th, but that one's on the 18th, so right? Isn't that what that says?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I called everybody. I made phone calls this week, and I said, if you guys choose that over coming down for my birthday, everyone's getting blown up. Everyone's getting blown up. And some people were saying, well, Allie, it's the first one, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
And this is your 21st
This
one.
is my 21st birthday. Because also I said Friday night is when I'm throwing the party for you, for David, for Matt.
Yeah.
And if I was going to do all that for you guys to not come, because you want to trucks race around a track that you can see any other time.
Yeah, but it's different up there. Those are special trucks. They go vroom vroom, but like really fast.
Well,
And they are really loud.
you're about to see how fast I'm going to go vroom vroom when I'm on my way to blow up every single one of you. I'm really excited to turn 21. I'm also just excited to get everyone together, to be honest with you. I think that'll be a good time. As long as you guys don't piss me off and go to... I mean, we just established it's not during my birthday, but...
I'm still going away that weekend.
Why?
I'm gonna go as far away from your school as possible.
Matt's gonna be working.
Oh, obviously. When isn't he working? But I mean, low-key good for him. He's making bank.
No, one thing I respect about all of you is that you're all hustlers for the most part. You all get up early, you go to work, you do what you gotta do. You don't see that often anymore, and especially me going to college and seeing a bunch of, like, I don't want to call them lazy, but seeing people that kind of have it a little easier, where they're getting up at, I don't know, 10 a.m. every day when you're halfway through your day.
All those trust fund babies.
Yeah, gee. But, like, knowing that all my friends get up early every day and they go to work and they make their money and they do that and they repeat that same thing every day. Something about that is just more admirable to me, more respectable than seeing the kids that are kind of just getting through life a little easier, I guess. Because I think going through the struggle makes you a better person in the long run.
Low key, I could go for a Monster right now.
Shut up.
And I think you live off of those, so.
I have one a day.
Okay.
Always at work. It helps me get me through my day.
I want to ask you guys, if you could pick any career path to go into, whether it's what you took in high school or not, what would you take and why?
Nolan, you go first because this is a tough one for me.
What was the question?
If you could pick any career path to take, and it doesn't have to be the one you studied in high school, what, like, your most ideal career, what would it be and why?
Probably metal fabrication. And I don't know, I like working with metal, so I think I'd enjoy it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Because you're not a school person? Not really?
Bro, bro. I got 30 more days of this shit, and I could not be more excited.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I'd say podcast is something I've always wanted to do, but other than that, like music. I've always wanted
We've
to be in
talked
the.
about that.
I've always wanted to be in
Yeah,
the music industry.
we've talked about
I
that.
want to be in something, because one of my biggest fears is being forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be in something to where my name can be, like, engraved in history, kind of.
Yeah, I'm finna be forgotten about.
Well, you know the saying, you die twice. The first time is when you die, and the second time is the last time someone says your name.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Well, that's a saying. And I think my one goal is to genuinely make some sort of impact, whether that's... I don't care if it's on a big scale or a small scale, just a general scale, because when people talk about me when I'm gone, I want to be remembered for the good things I did and the positive impact I had, versus like just being, I don't know, average. That's what I call it. And one thing I actually heard a professor say today in one of my classes, and I really wish I could shout her out, but I won't. She literally started the class by telling us to dream big, and people don't dream big anymore. You don't really see people wanting to be doctors or lawyers anymore, or wanting to be a big time of anything. People kind of have more humble ideas for themselves, and they really reserve their like what they think they're capable of. They're very reserved on what they think that they're capable of doing. And she basically was just saying that we need to start dreaming bigger, because truly you are the only person that is responsible for how your life turns out. The control to be successful is completely within you. You control your success, and you control your future just based on how hard you want to work and how much you want something. So I would say people who kind of give up on their dreams or give up on what they really want didn't really want it that bad, because truly, I don't care how much money you have or don't have, if you have discipline and you can grind, you can really accomplish anything. Some of the most successful people came from nothing, had nothing, and all they had was hustle and drive. And I think that's such a lost way of thinking now. And so that's why after she said that today, but I've always had this mindset too, just to dream bigger and aim to be as successful as I can be, whether that is on a big scale or not, but also enjoy what I'm doing and leave a good impact on everybody that meets me.
I don't really care about making an impact. I want my to be remembered.
Right.
Throughout history.
Right.
I want to be, no matter like what the genre is, I want to be big enough to where I can be remembered. Mm-hmm. For like several generations to come. Because like, think about music. Like, you have artists from like 80s who like reinvented the music industry, whatnot, especially when it comes to classic rock. You have all these big bands that, like, even if you don't listen to classic rock, you hear the name, you know them. Like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard. What else is there? I don't know, for some reason I'm blanking right now. Yeah, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue.
Yep.
Then you have people like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and all that. It's like, those are names you remember. I want to be one of those names.
Yeah. And I would say most of those guys didn't even necessarily make an impact either.
No, they're just big.
They're just big, yeah. And I think that's almost where we differ. We have like kind of that same vision, but we separate at the end there. I want to be remembered for being a positive light and a positive person. But you just care about being big, and that's fine.
Which is weird, because I hate attention.
Right.
I'm not a big attention guy. But like, I feel like you and I, our paths are like the same, but like our goals are different.
Mm-hmm. And So once I heard her say that today, it just kind of really like reiterated in my mind that we should all be dreaming big, because there is actually, and as cheesy as this sounds, it's true. There is actually no limit to what you can accomplish if you work at it. There's so many things in life that we can't control. There's so many situations that happen, and there's so many shitty things that happen to us that we really cannot control. But the one thing that you can absolutely have 100% control over is your future and who you are, and how you treat other people. That's 100% in your control. I would say my number one goal right now, if I had to say career-wise, I do want to do something in the medical field because I want to help other people. That's always just been the one thing that all my goals and like plans have surrounded, is the urge to help others. So
See, I feel like you and I want to help people, but like in two separate ways. Like you want to like help them, like not die, but like it's
Wait,
like
hold on.
physically want to help
It's
them.
21st at the end of the 20. Is it FS?
21st is ST.
like 21st, not 21st.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. ST.
21st.
But like I think you want to help people like physically, like keep living like long, happy lives. Where like I want to help people like more emotionally and mentally, kind of like get over. Because I feel like I've been in positions where, like I've had mental and like emotional blocks I've been through. I was medicated at one point for depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
And
That's
so like
real.
I wanna help other people like get over that.
Right.
Because I feel like I mean I know I had you guys towards the end of it, which really kind of helped me get through it. But
Yeah.
when towards the beginning when everything was going on, I didn't really have anybody around to help me through that.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I can help other people get through that.
Yeah, and I just think that in a world where we really don't have a lot of control and power over certain things that happen, being able to have control over your own life and your own future and goals is almost comforting. For me at least, it's comforting to know that how I turn out is solely based on me. No matter what happens to me, no matter what I have to go through, I am the only one that's in control of what happens to me at the end. I'm the only one in control of my success. Nolan, what are your goals? What are your life goals?
Get rich. And die.
Whoa.
Not in that order, by the way.
He wants to die.
He's gonna in hell. He should probably be
Isn't your house haunted?
No. Yes.
I was gonna say, don't
Maybe.
you have, like,
Yes, it definitely is.
we've talked about this before. Wait, can we actually get into that your house is haunted?
Yeah, so they're not really haunted.
They're friendly ghosts.
Yeah.
But I'm confused because you built your house, no?
Yeah, but it was built on top of some land that we think people used to be buried on.
Okay.
But it's a grandma and a little girl,
Oh.
and they're very sweet.
Oh.
They've never
good.
like done anything bad to us.
Yeah.
But you know, they just live here. They're part of the family. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Still really get scared when I see them because I see them very. It's also like I don't really believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
I've told Carter this before. It's like I don't believe in them, but it's
I
like
do.
I see them all the time.
So how could you not?
I don't know.
Do you just force yourself to like make yourself think it's like a normal thing and it's not really anything to be explained?
Yeah, I just think
Yeah.
that I'm seeing something, but it's like no. Everyone in my family who has slept over here has at least seen them once. They always make sure to show that they're welcome. If you ever sleep over here,
Is it just your family that sees them, or like everybody?
Everyone
Has
sees
Matt
them.
seen them?
Because I've been here
I don't
once
think so.
before. I've been here once before, and I've never
It's
seen
more
them.
when you're just like sleeping. And
They
you
pop out right now.
I'm keeping an eye out, low key.
Oh.
like I'm. If you see I got my head on my.
I truly believe in paranormal. I believe in ghosts, 100%.
I
I
don't.
wouldn't call it paranormal. There.
Oh, what? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, but it's like those are kind of like people who are like mean ghosts.
Oh no,
These ones are chill. Like they don't like throw stuff. You just like see them.
listen.
But it's like
Can they
weird.
dap
Like,
me
they're
up?
both in like white gowns, and it's like kind of scary. Like if you guys could chill out, if you hear me, please, when I walk out,
Oh wait, no.
because they scare the out of me when I go to get water at like random outers.
Yeah, really.
Like you'll just see them out of the corner of your eye. You'll look back, they're gone, and then on the way to your room, you're like looking in that spot, and then they're like there, and then you would just like freak out.
Yeah. But that is kind of comforting to know. It's kind of just like people that want you to. They're not trying to hurt you.
Can they low key dap me up?
They definitely don't know what that means.
I'm gonna
Well,
stick
one
my hand
thing-
out and wait for
What was the
them to
one
tap
thing
me
I
up.
said when we went to the Fernald? Oh, I said to everyone when we went to the Fernald to be respectful because it was a place of literal child abuse, and most of the kids there, I don't think there was a lot of kids that probably didn't make it. So when you go to a place like that, I always emphasize like being respect. Can you stop?
I'm waiting for them to tap me
Being
up.
respectful and respecting the fact that those are real people and they have real stories, and just not to. You're in their space, so be respectful. I know, now you got me tweaking. Knock it off.
I'm waiting for them to dap me up, or at least shake my hand.
If I were them, I wouldn't shake your hand either. Not gonna
They're
lie.
clean.
It's more you're not. I wouldn't shake anyone's hand though, so I can't even say that. You should have a medium come in here.
My mom does the table.
She has?
Yeah, look over the railing. You'll see it where the staircase is. We walked up.
A table? Wait, I'm
Yeah,
confused.
like you know what a table is, right?
A Ouija board?
No, it's like a table that rocks.
What?
I'll have her explain it to you guys sometime, but it's right there.
Hold on. Sorry, Pod. This is important.
It's right there.
Oh, that table.
Yeah. She like sages the room.
God, bro, now I'm legit tweaking.
That table? With the flowers on it?
Yeah.
What does it do?
I don't know. It's just that I'll have her.
Is your mom a medium?
In a way.
Wow.
But that's also like I don't
You don't believe in it?
know, but I've seen them a lot, like more than I'd like to.
Oh.
I've had the same talk with Karter before too. Like, I don't know.
Well, you guys are respectful, and
Yeah.
obviously, I think you're good, but I find that.
But there's
Carter's
actually,
relaxed.
there is one funny story though, and I wasn't alive. It was in my sister. Actually, I was alive, so I think we just had my brother.
Yeah.
So it was when my sister would refuse to go to bed because she wanted to hang out with my parents, and she was like 4. And one day they put her to bed, and they were both up here watching TV, and my mom was sitting right there, and my dad was right there, and my dad looks over and he sees like a little girl like standing right there at the corner.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And my dad looks over very briefly. He goes, "Carolyn, go to bed." And then my mom looks over, and she goes, "Who are you talking to?" My dad looks back over to where my sister was, and he goes, "I was telling Carolyn to go to bed." And he looks over, and they were gone. And that's how we figured out we had ghosts. And then a few months later, my mom was sleeping out here one time, and my dad was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom like woke up. She saw like a human-like figure standing right there, and we found out it was the grandma.
Oh.
But there was like 2 of them, but they were both the same person, and they stormed off down the hallway.
Oh.
And it was like a couple seconds later, my dad woke up, saw the same thing, and then the ghost slammed the door shut and then ran back out here.
I thought you said they were friendly.
They are.
I was just thinking that. That's not very...
They are, but it was like the first time we ever saw them. And
Was
then-
that just
Were they
like...
not happy, or?
Yeah, I don't think they were happy because it was when my dad just got done remodeling the house.
Oh, okay.
Did you fully build this house from the ground up?
No, there was a house here. It was my grandpa built it first. So there was no
Okay.
house here to begin with. We don't know how the spirits got here. There could have been back in the day and it like got destroyed. But we
Dude,
built...
that's why you need a medium to tell you what happened.
We don't really care. Like, we care enough what happens, but like
It's
they're
like
they're
whatever.
chill, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they're not trying to, like, kill you, really.
No, they're
Because
chill.
that certainly happens.
Like that was like my mom says that was like everybody's seen it multiple times. Like everybody sees it at least like once a month. And but that was the only time they ever like slammed something.
Oh. Didn't you say your stuff used to go missing?
Yeah, but then
You find it again?
we find it again like opening up a closet that like us kids were too small to get into, and my parents really like we found stuff in there, in that closet over there.
Really?
Just like everywhere where we normally wouldn't put stuff, we'd find it. Like
That's
a couple
sweet.
days later. Yeah, but they're chill, so don't be scared. They're the homies.
Oh, I'm not scared of ghosts. I honestly really love them, I'd say.
I wouldn't say scared. I just don't like them purely because
It just scares you.
I'm
It's
a
okay.
man of logic, and that's
Oh.
not something you can explain through science.
You can only explain it through religion, really, right?
Yeah, and I'm not religious.
I like it. It's comforting to know that though, because, oh my gosh, guys, when I pass, I'm so coming back to haunt all of you in a good way.
Dude, what the fuck, dude?
I'm coming
No.
to make Nolan's life hell.
Well, I'm coming back in a positive way. I'm coming to make everyone happy. But I always said too, I'd make my presence known, not in a scary way, but I'd probably I'd slam a door or two. Why not? I'd drop some stuff on the floor, some stuff that wouldn't break on the floor.
I'd chase Nolan around
Like
the
TBH,
house.
if I was a ghost, I'd probably knock over something that wouldn't break. So probably I don't know.
I'd take that ottoman and fling it across the room.
Okay, well that's not what I would do. I would probably see that top candle. I'd probably just flip it over because it's not gonna break anything. It's just gonna fall on the floor.
I'd take that stool and beat Nolan with it.
Which one, left or right?
Both.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost, and laws of physics
ghost
don't
would-
apply to me.
Right. I love that. Something about that is comforting though. I like that. I like that you have ghosts.
I like how you have a beer opener in on that little table.
Where are you looking?
Right about see that left
Yeah,
stool?
that's cool.
Yeah.
You should get a magnet to catch them. That's what one of my friends has. Like a magnet. It catches the
gets
caps
stuck
as
in
they
it.
fall.
You have to take it out, it gets stuck in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our game room. This is where I grew up as a kid watching all the Patriots games.
Really?
Bruins games, yeah. There's a huge sound system in here, probably worth $5,000.
Yeah, you guys-
Carter's heard it before.
Oh yeah, I've definitely heard it.
Oh, also, if the ghosts are listening, don't scare Nolan tonight that we were talking about you. Just leave him alone. I feel
Honestly, I don't know what you guys value in the afterlife in terms of currency, but I'll give you 5 of those if you make him piss his pants tonight.
bad. No!
No, I have before. That's the worst part.
Oh. Stop. I'll
Not
actually tell you.
genuinely pissed my pants before, but there's been a few times where I've seen the little girl and it's just
Oh.
really freaky.
Well, yeah.
See, that's the thing. I feel like little girls or women of any kind when it comes to ghosts are some of the scariest.
It's
I mean,
just
women
not a
are
girl-
scary.
Listen,
Because it's so
we could kill
sad.
you right now and you can go and figure it out.
Women are scary alive. Never mind.
Never mind
Like,
dead.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you ever hear noises or no?
No.
I heard something
That's
slam
good, 'cause
earlier today. I mean, I
I
thought
didn't.
I thought
That was my brother shutting the door.
okay. So it's not just
Yeah.
us here.
That wasn't, no.
No, because I heard something and I was gonna bring attention to it, but we were in the middle of a topic.
No, see, that's scarier to me. If I hear sounds, I think I'd rather see than hear. Or would you rather hear than see?
Mm.
Anything scary. Would you rather see something scary or hear something scary? With
Hear.
only having one or the other.
Here,
I mean,
because
see,
I've
you can, there's definitely been times you probably can hear them if obviously you don't live here. It's I lived here my entire life. So
Yeah.
I could just hear stuff, but I just don't think about it.
Right.
and on top of
But
that, I've
seeing them, it's
hallucinated.
It's
before
when you see
hearing
them.
shit.
When I swear, whenever you think about them, you don't see them. It's when you are just forget about them. They make it known that
they're
still
here.
there. It's they know that you forgot. And it's
Do they want to be here?
I really don't think so.
I don't think they want to be, but they don't do anything bad, so I feel they can kind of tolerate it.
As long as
I don't
you guys-
I don't know because I don't really believe in them, but I've seen them.
I get that. I get what you're saying, though. I know what you mean, that it sounds crazy, but I do understand what
It's
you're saying.
something maybe you're just seeing something. That's why I don't believe in them.
But everyone has seen, everyone collectively has seen it. Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I forgot we were doing a podcast for the last
Dude,
15
I can't.
minutes.
This episode's gonna be so good. Let me tell you, this is gonna be a good ep. It is. Now
What
we got the
what
fertile.
we gonna call it? Nolan's haunted house.
We could. We could really make some money off of that. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. No, we couldn't. But that is really cool to me. I wish.
Can we call it some clickbait thing how this is how Nolan lives every day in the haunted house? And it's
Oh.
really
I actually wish I had ghosts. I don't.
I
think I
don't.
do. I wish I did. I wish I had a friendly ghost that would just kind of.
I mean, if there's a mutual agreement or a mutual
They sat
friendship,
down and signed a contract.
I will do that.
Oh, real.
But
Well, I'll come back and haunt you if you want, and we
no,
can set that up.
no. But I was gonna say if there's a mutual friendship or agreement there, then like that's fine. Like how Nolan has with his ghosts, but like other
Yeah,
than
they're
that,
chill. Him and his ghosts are chill. Like the ghosts and him like each other. So. Or maybe.
Yeah, they're my boys.
Yeah, those are your homies. Those are your friends for real. Do they ever pop up in here?
Yeah.
Oh, W. Maybe they like this room.
I'm still waiting for a dap up.
I think it's if you ask. I think it's more. I think this is for any ghost. When you ask for them to do something, they're not gonna do it. Cause like, don't tell them what to do.
All right. Don't dap me up.
No, that's not how it works. But it's more
Damn.
just like when you don't. Like Nolan said. Like Nolan just said, when you kind of forget about it or you're not thinking about it, that's when. But if you're like, give me a sign right now, they're not gonna do that because it's like. They just wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I almost think that's disrespectful too. I've always thought that was disrespectful. But,
What?
like if I go somewhere where I think it's haunted, I'm not gonna ask to give me. That's like going to someone's house and demanding them to give you a water. You know what I mean?
Nolan.
That's like going to someone's house and like demanding them to give you a meal and a place to sleep. That's what I think of it as. So I would demand your energy. We can wrap it here, to be honest. Unless you guys have anything else to add. Otherwise,
Bro, did you take off your goddamn sock during this?
Yeah, I don't really understand why my foot's cold.
Alright, everyone. I just want to thank everybody for listening. This has been a lot of fun for me, to be honest. And getting good, like, content, but also getting a good turnout of people watching. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone that reposted it when we dropped the first episode.
Had my snap, Nolan5_5.
Yeah, that.
That's getting cut.
No, do not cut that. Leave that in. Please leave that in.
I want to thank everybody that has helped me to record, not only record, but edit and, made the art and stuff for it. I really appreciate that too, because this is really all for fun, and I enjoy doing this, but, yeah, I hope we can have more episodes, and I try to get one out once a week at least.
Please support. I'm trying to make a full-time career out of this.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I'd rather so much do this than manual labor.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will be back again next week with another one, hopefully, if this one does just as good as the last one did. But yeah, all right. Thanks, guys.